The first one is what I call the branding stack. And I make this first because it's the absolute first thing that you should be doing when you're onboarding a new client with press releases. And so what this is, it's a two, maybe a three release stack. You can do either one that establishes the brand in this kind of in the PR sense. So we're really focusing on the brand and kind of high level service offerings and that sort of thing. We're not going into anything particularly newsworthy. We're announcing the existence of this company. Even if the company or the brand has been around for a long time, you can still do this general announcement one. And the reason why I like to do this up front is it really sets that foundation for all of your future promotions. And it's something that you can refer back to. And then if you are doing that very first one and you can see where I say send it out to premium, you can send them a copy of this and say, look, you're paying me money. Yes, we're going to deliver SEO results. Yes, we're going to help enhance your brand reputation. But here, within the first month of you bringing us on board, I've got you in Yahoo, and I've got you in MSN, and I've got you in all of these different high-profile outlets that you can send them the links, or you can send them a PDF of it. And these are things, brands that they will recognize, and they will see tangibly that you're doing something for them. And it really gets away from some of the, boy, I really have to trust these folks that they know what they're doing, because SEO results takes months and that sort of thing. So this is really a great way to kind of help establish that that credibility with that new client. And obviously, if they're not a new client to you and you're just starting to use press releases with them, you maybe don't need to use that angle, but it won't hurt to pass that piece on to them. So how this stack is built is you have the first release, which is there to introduce the company or the brand. It's very company focused. You might talk, about who owns the company, what they're there for, include a quote about the company itself. And like I said, you send this one to the premium. Then you're going to wait a couple weeks, and then you're going to send out the second release, which introduces their primary service or product. You're going to describe some of the benefits as using quotes to do that, so that you get a little bit more freedom in how you describe it. Because remember, and we'll talk about this in the content best practice, but when you are using quotes, you have to, you can basically go free form because it's a quote, whereas outside of a quote it has to be written like a news article. So we always want to use our quotes to kind of massage a specific message that frees us up from having to be have it writing like a journalist. And then you're going to link to the whatever service or product page you're talking about here, and that's how you're going to really get that that extra push towards that specific service. And then if you want to do a third release, you can. Again, wait about 2 weeks, introduce another service or another product, or maybe cover a case study, but it's still overall very much focused on the company and the brand itself. And that's what we call the branding stack. I always recommend that you do this for every customer. There are a few vertical specific ways that we can approach a branding stack that we'll talk about when we're talking about vertical specific best practices. But I want you to understand that this branding stack should be that foundational piece when you are onboarding a new client into press releases.